Do women get labeled more manipulative than men?
I don't. Huh. I feel like, let me say this. There may be a line between whether you're being strategic or whether you're being shady. And today, Travarus and I are going to get into all the types of manipulation, the types that we've experienced, and maybe the types that we've done to a couple of people, one time or another here or there. So, Travarus, we gonna get up. We just gonna warm up the people with some questions. And I
Talk to me.
I feel like every time I ask you a question, I really want to know your answer because I know you've done some crazy shit. Um, what is the pettiest thing you've ever done that can be considered manipulation?
So I'm going to go backwards into what you said before about manipulation being looked at as strategy. I'm a bury the plot, and I'm team strategy
So
and
you team
ma-
manipulation.
manipulation by way of getting what you need. But we all are trying to get what we need. So
Humans are
to
selfish.
to you it may be petty, but to me it was survival. Survival.
This sounds like some bullshit. Anyway.
It is. It is. But I refer like I don't think that it was petty, but I think that you have to, speaking of, like, let's use the professional sense, right? Salary negotiation is manipulation.
True.
How do I juxtapose the leverage from you having it versus when I'm trying to get more money? So I have to may say that I have this offer with this company that may or may not exist, in order for you to feel a bit of urgency to say, hold on now. Um, we have competition. Now, this is a high level tactic. This has never happened to me, but I would go get another offer so I can let them know, like, or at least start interviewing with somebody to say, I'm interviewing with this company just so you know. So I would say manipulation and trying to get to the bag, because I think, like I said, it was survival for me. But other people may not want to play that game, or may not be as skilled enough to finesse that situation.
I'm gonna be honest. If you out there and you not trying to play the game to get to the bag, then what are you doing?
That's what I'm saying.
What are you
It's
doing?
it's a game, and this is why this conversation is really important, because manipulation gets a bad rap. Like, nobody comes to my dog's defense. Like, who stands in the corner of manipulation and be like, I got him. Don't worry about it. Nobody. They run away from manipulation. It looks like it's looked at as toxic. Whoever put the bad juju on the word manipulation is winning right now. So, how about you? Let me back up. Let's get some definitions in this thing. Let's try to define, because I
Okay.
just gave you my definition of manipulation, which is strategy, strategic. It's a means to an end. How do you define manipulative?
To me, it depends on the context of the situation. It is something that is self-serving for the benefit
Yes.
of yourself. So it's
Yes.
self-serving, for lack of a better term. Um, Now there are sometimes where manipulation is self-serving and it doesn't necessarily hurt anyone else. There are
Oh,
other
victimless
times,
crimes. Okay.
yeah, yeah. But
Okay.
there are other times when your manipulation is self-serving and you're hurting other people. And that's where their delineation is.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be
Yeah.
manipulative to purposefully hurt someone else, but I may be manipulative to make you, give me what I need in the moment without it hurting you too much. Hence how you said you're negotiating your salary. The company giving you more money is not finna hurt them.
They'll be fine.
They got enough money to go around. So in
In
that
essence,
case,
they tried to
you're not
hurt
hurting
me by
anyone.
lowballing me. They tried to hurt
Exactly.
me.
So if you have to manipulate to save yourself, again, for your own self-preservation, it's a lot of gray over here though. It's a lot of gray
When
area.
you get to manipulating other humans, right? Let's stay here for a second. Talking about how you get into a space to manipulate other people. I think that's where the toxicity comes from, because you made a good point. It is all rooted in being self-serving, right? It's
Self-preservation.
right. And that can be on the short scale, small scale, where it's a victimless crime and we just talking about getting some more bread. Or you can, what's my man's name? Brody Madoff, which had a Ponzi scheme where he defrauded people out of
Yeah.
millions and billions of dollars.
That lady that had that health company that wasn't real and all them people was
Yeah, with
doing
the
their
blood.
blood. Uh-huh.
Yeah, like that is high level manipulation, and you makes you feel like, who else was in on it, but in the middle is the relational friendship, betrayal, manipulation that happens. And I don't play in that pond.
Mm,
I don't get down with that
you
because
shouldn't.
yeah, because that is something that will get you hurt. Which is what did you say last episode about what your dad say? Assumptions will get you killed.
Assuming will get you killed.
So we're manipulating the wrong one.
Yeah, they will shoot you.
And we ain't got time for that.
No, I don't want no cap in my ass.
we trying
I
to live
don't.
life.
Okay, I don't want that. Okay, but hold on. Let's go back to something that you mentioned. So you talked about how there is manipulation, but I
Hmm.
think in manipulation there's also influence. So
Oh
to
yeah.
you, what is the line there between what you define as manipulation and what you define as influence?
I think influence is manipulation.
Speaking of, tell the people what you was telling me yesterday about the influencers on TikTok and social media.
So influencers 100% manipulate you to buy their product. There's no other way around it. The company who they're working on behalf of is giving this person who has a big following an opportunity to sell their product. Their whole job is to make you feel like, wow, that does look soft, or it does work on my skin, or this product does make me more skinny. It's all smoke and mirrors, and it's all about how can I get the biggest person with the platform that I need in order to fool as many people as possible. Now, this might not fall into the victimless crime bag because sometimes it's used for nefarious reasons, but influencers 100% manipulate their audiences to purchase their products that they're pushing.
I've been manipulated. Matter of fact, I was just manipulated this morning. I did buy something off of the TikTok shop. They said it was 14 karat gold earrings. Autumn shits 14 karat gold. Probably not, but they were cute.
But you'll figure it out when they get there.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, again, like it's the self preservation. The influencers want to preserve themselves in that money, so they ain't gonna manipulate you to buy that stuff.
Because they have the audience, and that's the name of the game. It's leveraged. Manipulation is
Mm,
all about leverage. Like I
okay.
mentioned in the example that I had regarding salary negotiations, if I don't have any other offers, I don't have any leverage,
True.
right? There's nothing that I can do in order to garner more leverage unless I go solicit another offer. Now there's an opportunity for you to feel, oh wow, we have to get this guy, we have to lock him down because there's competition in the air. The same thing with influencers. They have an audience. The companies want to capitalize off that audience that you have because maybe they represent something that you can't as a big company. So you as an influencer have the leverage to say to call your shots or to determine your terms to say my audience don't want this, they want that. But all of it is smoke and mirrors in order to for one person to get the bag, well, two people to get the bag, the company and the influencer. So it's all about leverage.
Shout out to all them influencers out there. Y'all be damn good at manipulating. Cause I be
Man,
buying that stuff. Y'all be
yeah,
doing y'all thing.
and I'm a skeptic. I'm a super duper skeptic because I know
Not
the
you a
power.
contrarian, bro. All right.
But it's within reason. Like people get taken advantage of every single day,
True.
and because I know the power of manipulation, people are really good at it, and it makes me feel like if you're too good at your job, I if you are a really good salesman, that
Uh,
is perplexing to me. It's like
yeah.
like
They be
oh
really
okay.
understanding how the psychology of manipulation, because there's
Yes,
a psychology behind it.
yes, yes.
How to get in people's
And the
head.
number one selling point of a sale, well, the number one rule for selling a salesman is to always be closing. So, am I being closed? Like, I own a home. Contractors come to the house. They may be telling you one thing to kind of hit you with the okie doke in order for you to get the next thing. And I'll be thinking, you trying to get over on me? And because of that, I have my guard up. So, from another nugget, as someone who understands that manipulation can be strategy, as someone who can employ that, my guard be up whenever I witness something that could potentially be manipulative,
Mm,
and that can make you guarded in a relationship if you with someone who may be playing the same game as you. Like what finesse? If you can finesse someone, depending on how that guy or girl pulled up on you, It got slick words. That slick words ain't just reserved for you.
Right. Let's okay. All right. Next
I'm getting
topic.
too I'm getting too real too quick.
You next topic because I'm gonna get mad. Okay. Let's let's move on. Uh okay. It sounds like when you hear the word manipulation, your first thought is strategy.
Yes.
When I hear the word manipulation, I think my first thought is self. So again,
Yeah.
going back to the point that I mentioned, like, I people maybe it's a strategy, yes, but at the end of the day, people be manipulating for themselves, whether that's
Yeah.
for money, for power, for survival, for
Hmm.
whatever the case may be. You're doing it for yourself.
For
So
sure.
let me ask you: has someone ever called you out for manipulating them, and were they right?
Yeah, it was interpersonal. It was a girl.
Uh, of course.
She told me that I don't respect her because she felt like I was trying to manipulate her. And I was
Were
like,
you?
damn. In hindsight, I don't think that I respected her perspective. I feel like I wanted her to do what I wanted to do, not what she wanted to do.
In what way were your actions manipulative? Can you speak a little bit more on this?
The whole relationship was my eyes, it was my view, it was my vision. And it was like she was an ancillary piece of the puzzle. It felt like I was just doing things in order to appease me, but it didn't have anything to do with her.
So it sound number one, it sounded like you were bossy. Number
For
two,
sure, it was bossy.
you so basically you were manipulating her by making her do things that you wanted to do, but not being
It wasn't
reciprocal.
reciprocal. No,
Okay.
nah.
Okay, this
Now it
isn't as
wasn't.
bad as I thought.
No, it
I
wasn't. It
mean,
wasn't super toxic. Where I wasn't
okay.
manipulate. Like there've been times where I've broken a girl's heart, but it was more. It wasn't. It wasn't in the name of like manipulation. It was. It
Are
was
you
like
sure?
I promise. It was like happenstance.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, how
Mm.
about you? Have you been manipulated in an interpersonal way? You think?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
You said me like nigga. No, you was like yes. Of course I
No,
have.
me as in I don't even know why you asked that because the answer is
But you ain't. You're not a sucker though.
shit. You ain't met old me. New me ain't. Old me definitely. Oh, old me was stupid. Um, you know what?
Misinformed.
Uh, no, dead girl was dumb.
Oh,
Uh, anyway, all that to say, yes, I have been manipulated many times over, and will I ever let that happen to me again? No.
but what did that do to you? No, meaning, did that make you to a monster? Did you
Oh,
take on the traits that was happening to you? Like, cause sometimes what did it hurt people? So you take on the traits of the monster that's been plaguing you.
no, I them folks was evil. I don't think I am all the way there, but I definitely took some of the traits. I didn't take all of them.
Okay, so you learned. Okay, so were you able to?
I learned the game and I learned how to play.
That's what I was going to say. So you understand the playing field, the field, the court. Like you understand where the game's being played. Because
Mhm.
sometimes people don't even know that the game is being played. They just find themselves in the middle of the soccer field, like, what the fuck is going on? It's just like
You know what?
you've been spun. You've
I
been
started
spun.
off as Michael Jordan, when he was in high school and he didn't make the
Hmm.
team, going all the
Hmm.
way to being the MVP. Um, so yes, I learned the game and I learned how to play that shit.
Now, from that, what have what have you been able to extract in terms of using your manipulation for good? How have you been able to extract the good parts of this really toxic thing that you experienced?
This is an interesting question. I'm trying to make sure I word this right so I don't mess it up. I would say a couple of things. So number one, I'm very aware. So like if someone like the thing about people who are manipulators is that they know what they're
Hmm.
doing. They often
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they often try to act like they don't, but they do. And
That's a
so
part of the game.
right, exactly. So now I am very cognizant of how other people are acting and if they are manipulating me. And I know how to
Hmm.
act in response to that. So that's number one. I learned what it looks like. So if I am being manipulated, I'm very clear on, oh, I see what you're doing. Let me
Hmm.
get in with you. I would say that the second part is I understand now how to leverage certain parts of a relationship. So there may come a time where you got to play the hard game, like you got to play the hard ball, and that
Yes.
may
Yes.
that may
Yes.
come with a little manipulation here or there, like you saying, "Oh, I'm not available right now," just so somebody
Mm.
can kind of be like, "Oh, I wonder what she
Oh,
doing."
this is good. This is
Yeah,
good.
be
This is
like,
good.
"Oh, like, I ain't trying to give out all the free game now," because some people gonna be listening.
Nah, this is good.
They're gonna be like, "Oh, that's what you be doing." See,
I'm married. I can go deeper. I'm married, so I
yeah,
played this
okay.
game before.
But that's been a big part for me, in regard of, like, kind of like stringing them, not stringing them along, but like, giving them a little crumb here, so
Yeah.
that they follow the trail on down the road.
Right. Keep them hungry. You know what I mean? You
Ain't nothing
can't feed
wrong with
them.
a little chase.
I get it. But that is the art of the chase. The chase is also manipulation because in that scenario, who has the leverage most of the time? Women,
Yeah,
right? And
taking it back from these men. Girl
yeah,
power. Hello.
I think that don't let me get on my soapbox because I feel like women have the power all the time,
Yes,
all
but
the
we just
time.
don't date. We have. I feel like it's been something that has been found out recently.
And I think that so let me take it all the way back for you.
We going back
Where did
like
I
40 years?
where did I learn?
Sorry.
So I take it back 30,
Oh,
quick 30.
close enough.
Where did I learn the art of manipulation? My mom.
Mm,
My mom was a smooth criminal, bro. Like she was the definition of making something out of nothing. There was nothing. We were poor, but we had everything.
mm,
She knew how to talk, and she wasn't a salesman in any way, shape, or form, but she just knew how to get the things that we needed. That's information that was actually like tangible things, that was opportunities. My mom knew how to give. My mom was pretty. She would go to the bar and I had to pay for a drink because everybody would ask her, "Oh, where are you from?" And she's like, I'm black. I'm from here. Like, no, you're exotic. You're something else. Like all that shit.
mm.
And she would be, and once she's seen that happen more than once, she's like, bet,
Use that to her advantage.
add it to the bag. So she would begin to tell me, and it first started with the leverage. There is nothing more powerful than a educated black man, right? So I need to have that in order to move through the world. And then she began to put me on game like when you walk into the room, people notice you.
Mm,
They can't miss you, and you articulate, you speak, all this shit. That so she's giving me the game. I'm educated. Now I stack on top of that societal things, which is how people view you before you even say a word. And now because I have certain attributes, how I use that to my advantage,
right.
right? And she really taught me piece by piece, like how to get what I need out of the world. And that is why, for the life of me, I am brutally honest because I know if I turn that corner, it could be bad. Because I know how to do the other side. I know how to manipulate. I know how to, you know, do the pull the puppet strings. And I don't ever want to do that. But
Mm,
my mom taught me. So the honesty that we've been talking about through this entire podcast, all 3 seasons, comes from the fact that I had the ability to, I don't want to say lie, but like, get my way in different fashions.
okay. But I appreciate what you mentioned around the idea of you being honest about what you're doing, because
Yeah.
I think that's where oftentimes a lot of people fall short. Again, in this idea of I need to get what I need to get, and then they be lying on top of manipulating. I feel I commend you for you also being real, like, hey, I'm doing this. This is who I am. I'm doing these
Yep.
things, and you being upfront about it. Because a lot of people, again, that's where it ends up or crosses the line of not doing it for good. You doing it for evil.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm.
What do you think your first introduction to manipulation? Okay, let me back up.
Oh
What was
wait,
your
I
first
know the answer to
introduction
this.
to you being influenced? Because I think it's kind of the same thing. And what is your vision of like the first time you bumped into like, am I being tricked here?
Huh. Honestly, I would the answer is still the same. For me, it came from my mom.
Oh, okay, your mom too.
Yeah.
Was it used on you, or were you being taught some shit?
I would just say it wasn't even her like necessarily teaching me. I just think I watched her manipulate other people.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, huh. I'm like, this is what should be doing. But more
Mm,
so like how you said your mom like kind of taught you some of that stuff like in a good way. No
mhm.
shade, no tea to my mama. But my mama, she be out there, hey bruh. She be saying some I be like, did we? I'm like, we didn't do that. When you were a kid, and your mom be like, tell them that we did that. And I'm like, but
We didn't do
we
that.
did, but we didn't. And so I like as a kid, and
That's
apparently this
funny
is
because
I don't
my mom did the same thing. But my parents
yeah.
did the same thing. It's
Like, yeah,
like
like tell don't say that. Or tell them that we did it. And I used to be like, hey, why are you saying that? I'm like, why what are we and
because kids don't know better.
right. And so me growing older, in hindsight, I'm like, oh, she was lying and manipulating people. But she was damn sure good at it. And I think in me
Ooh.
watching that, like I understood what was happening, but I didn't want to embody that. Hence why I saw it and I knew I was like, don't want to do that. And that's why it took me so long to realize when I was being manipulated because I tried to distance myself from that as much as possible.
Uh, you brought up a good point that I want to ask. Can you manipulate without lying?
Yes.
I think you can too, but
Yeah.
it's you got to dig for that answer. I
Because
think it's by omission.
But no, but to the point that you just mentioned. So going back to your point of influencing, an
Uh huh.
influencer may really think this shit is fire. Like shit, I'm gonna sit up here and
Okay.
I'm not manipulating y'all for a bad. But if I'm like shit, I fuck with Sure Mike's. Like y'all should all get you out. You a Sure Mark. Like Sure
Right.
Mike's has changed my life. It has changed
Right.
my life.
Right.
My sound be this MacBook. I was just telling
Right.
you about the MacBook earlier. I'm like, hey,
Right.
bruh, this shit is good.
Every
In that
time.
case, that's like you're influencing and manipulating for good without lying. So I do think, and to your point about like the job offer, you may really have a better offer, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
And you trying to
But
tell them like, hey, bruh.
it's one word that we have not talked about.
Mm.
This conversation is getting bigger than I thought because the one word we haven't discussed is integrity.
Ah,
Integrity is important because you have to know, based back to our whole premise is like being self-aware, being able to self-audit. You have to understand that there's only so far you can go with the hollow manipulation.
right.
Like if these influencers are, if they don't enjoy these products, they will get caught up because they will contradict themselves at some point. You know what I mean? Like they'll get caught in their own web of lies. But it's important to move with strategy, intention, and integrity with that leverage, because just because you have leverage don't mean that you have to like exert it in this way that kind of bulldozes people.
So let me ask this, since you're talking about the difference between interpersonal and professional and how you can use different things in different situations and going back to that idea of strategy. I want to give you like a little real life situation that hasn't happened to me, but let's just put it out there. Maybe it came from one of our callers, one of our
Mm-hmm.
listeners. So let's say someone is trying to get buy-in for a risky idea from leadership and they intentionally leave out certain details to get support.
No manipulation.
Manipulation, a strategy.
Manipulation. Once you are omitting
Mm,
things from the story in order to get your point across, you already are bamboozling people. Like you're not, people don't know what they're signing up for. And that's the part that's the wrong idea. You
mm.
can't leave things out to get your way and then expect for that to be like kosher. Like, nah, that's manipulation for sure.
Oh, well, caller number 5. It seems as if it seems as if you are manipulative. You need to seek help. We are not therapists, but do find you the nearest one as soon as possible. Don't be doing that shit at work. Okay.
Yeah. I
All
got one
right.
for you.
Oh, who you got one for me? Oh.
I got one for you. So because you're a woman, and we talked about our
Mm,
moms and having this special skill set and this trait Do women get labeled more manipulative than men?
I don't huh. I feel like let me say this. When women are caught being manipulative, they get a worse rap than men do.
Mm,
Men are often hella manipulative, and men are,
yes.
I know, 100% more manipulative than women because men just be doing stuff that just don't even, is not called for. And on top of that, as you mentioned, like omitting stuff, leaving out certain pieces, you
Mm-hmm.
know, adding in, instead of saying that you was with Kelly, you saying you was with Cole. You was really with
Mm.
Kelly.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
see, that's lying. They
Exactly.
lying.
And so
Yeah.
I do think that women, again, when found out, often get a worse rap because it's like, oh, why would you do that? Da, 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 da. And like we're seen as the bad guys, especially if you
Mm-hmm.
like getting your lick back. I feel like men will be manipulative to women, and then when women are manipulative back to men, men lose their mind. They literally go
Oh
crazy and they
yeah.
go insane.
No, you're 100% right about the reciprocity. If you do me like I did you, is we're cooked.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think in that regard, I think women get a bad rap just because men cannot take in what they dish out.
100%. I tend to agree there. I do think that the penalties are harsher for women and in everything, right? But
Yes,
it's specifically when it comes to if a woman gets over on a man and he finds out, it's almost like hell to pay. Um, it's not fair, but y'all are also better at it than we are
exactly.
historically. Whereas men come through with brute force, y'all come through with more skill set, finesse, and the ability to kind of like get around things and hear information and use that information for your to your advantage. So I think that the way that women navigate the world more often than not with this skill set is strategy because the societal issues may prevent y'all from having y'all don't get everything that you want on face
Yeah.
value, right? But the same thing could be said for black folks. We navigate a certain way because we don't get our just due. So
It's hard out here being a minority in any sense. I feel like in any regard of us trying to get what we deserve, it is deemed in a negative light.
yep,
Even when it's not necessarily something that is negative. And even when we just playing the game, or like even, women having to play the game at work, black people having to play the game at work. I feel like people often take that and warp that into something that's negative when really we're doing the same thing that everyone else is doing.
right, one hundred
Yeah.
percent.
Yeah. Let's not. Okay. I want to play a game, Travaris.
Oh, let's do it.
This game is called Manipulation or No.
Okay,
Because some of y'all be manipulated, and sometimes it's warranted. Sometimes you're not really manipulating people, you're just doing what you need to do. So number one, playing dumb at work, like pretending that you don't know how to do something so someone else takes it on. Is that a necessary boundary, or are you being manipulative and lazy?
whatever it is, what Kanye said, guilty.
That you all right.
I have.
All right.
I feel like it's both. It's both. If
Mm,
this was a drinking game, then I would be drinking because
look,
there is
chair.
there is a fine line between not because at work we don't all want to do it. We don't want to do certain things. So if somebody else wants to take it on, how do I find out who wants to take it on? But except for me saying I don't know how to do it or I'm not available. Same thing with
Mm,
blocking your calendar when you don't. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
so. I would lean if I had to choose one. I would say it's more strategic versus selfish, but strategic.
Okay.
So I
I
would say
can
no.
I don't think it's necessarily manipulation unless you're doing it consistently. I think that when it becomes a pattern, like you really got the bandwidth and you sitting up here acting like you don't, that's when I would
Yeah,
say that's when it becomes a little bit more of you are being manipulative and lazy because you could do it. You just are choosing not to all
let's
the
back
time.
up a bit. Let's back up a bit because speaking of leverage again, When people will respect your no when you go hard on your yeses,
Exact. Valid point.
right? So if you have just decided for this moment that you know what, like I'm tapped out, I don't want to do that shit. Could I? Sure. Do I want to? No.
No.
Right? Because you've earned the right to say like not to say no directly, but to you know
Like not today. Not
not
today.
today. Let somebody else take it. If you are consistently to your point, just hollow and just not doing your thing, and nah, bro, this ain't
Mm,
that. This you
okay.
you're fucking up.
Right. So, okay, I agree. It can be both, depending on the circumstances. Okay. What about framing feedback to get a reaction? So, delivering
Mm.
feedback in a specific way to someone to make them feel bad so that they'll change faster. Manipulation or no?
Oh my god, manipulation. That is at the that's probably as bad as it gets in the workplace.
Valid point.
Because going backwards, I'm assuming the situation is the leverage is in the manager's perspective, or it'd be a manager and a direct report, whereas the manager is probably giving somebody feedback because they don't like the way that things have been going and they're trying to get this person to change because it influences them and their not their bottom line, but like how their team operates and their team functions. So hell yeah, that's bad. That's very bad.
Mm,
So
okay.
manipulation for
Manipulation.
sure. Yeah. How about you? How do you feel about that?
Uh, yeah, I would say if you're doing it on purpose to make them feel bad, yeah, you kind of being messed up. Now, I would say if it is feedback and it is, good feedback and you're telling people like, "Hey, I need you to deliver this faster," without necessarily being rude about it, then fair game, fair game.
That's so. That's just feedback,
Right. It's
but
so they feel bad is the
yeah,
piece. And
and
I
you want
think
them
it's
to
all about
change.
right. I think it's all about tone and language. Tone and language.
Yeah, yeah,
Tone and language.
agreed.
So yeah, I would say it depends. Again, I feel like all these are for me are going to be like depends on the context. But if
Hmm.
it's to make them feel bad, it's manipulation.
Yeah, that's not good. Bad news.
Okay, I feel like you already. I know your answer to this. Selective storytelling, telling only parts of a story when recounting an issue with family or friends to make yourself look like the victim or the hero.
First of all, you're a bozo, and second of all, it is definitely manipulation.
One hundred
You
percent.
just you just can't omit things, and sometimes you do this by accident, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it happens by accident, but it's about that consistency. If you purposely are trying to make yourself to show yourself as like this hero, nah, bro. Like you're trying to show us a version of you that doesn't exist because
Mm,
you're making it up.
I agree. Manipulation. Anything
Yeah.
that's selective in nature, manipulation. It's
Mm.
gonna be y'all manipulating folks. Stop manipulating people. Okay. Ooh, this is one of my favorite ones. Guilt tripping parents, saying you never support me or something of the sort, just to get them to agree to something, even when it's not fully true.
Manipulation, 100%. I had this happen. This has happened to some of my female friends, and their moms be guilt tripping them because either they grew up as a single mom and they have a life now, and their mom's is like,
Mm.
like you're leaving me. How dare
Oh, so the
you?
parent is guilt tripping the kid.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was thinking. You mentioned you meant the
Okay,
other way
I
around.
meant that word too. I meant the other way around.
Oh, where the kids are trying to any guilt trip is manipulation. Like
Uh,
and because you're using emotional leverage, right? There's an investment in the other person's well-being. So if I did something to trigger you, and I know that Taylor cares about me. So if I tell Taylor that she wasn't a good person to me, I know she's gonna try to react by trying to do something better to make it right. Even if that's not true. I have engaged in manipulation to try to get a different outcome. So any guilt trip, any of that emotional uh hostage, like if you trying to take somebody's emotions or shake people's emotions up on purpose, like manipulation, 100%.
Well, sorry to my parents. If you're listening to this, honestly, remember in the beginning when I told you I was playing that game and I pulled
Yeah.
out that card and it's like, have you ever manipulated someone? And I said, hell yeah. I was
Hmm.
thinking about my parents. I'd be manipulating the hell out of them. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I'm an
My
only child.
daughter, my daughter's too. The game is being run already. Like it's
Yeah.
happening
You just
already.
gotta be like,
Like
my favorite one to pull is I'm your only child. I've done so much. I mean, what more could you ask for?
and what
Oh,
they're gonna say?
and because what else can they say? What can
Nothing.
they? I didn't graduated. I got a good job. I got my own
Right.
stuff. Y'all
Right.
can give me. Y'all can loan me some.
It's a little
Bro,
something. Help me out.
I be eating them up, bro. I be tearing them up.
But wouldn't you give you money if that's what you asked for?
I be like, you gonna be old in the nursing home. I'm like, and I know you don't want to go to the nursing home.
Oh nah, you twisted the knife. Like you ain't just
Yeah,
stab.
I be telling them like, you could stay in my house, but I mean, for me to
Or
get the house, I'm gonna need $50 right now.
I need lunch now, or I'm not going to be
Yeah,
here in order for you. You
exactly.
know,
How I'm gonna perform my best if I'm hungry? Can't even do it.
I'm not going to make you go hungry when you stay with me. So why you
Exactly.
making me go hungry now?
I be, man. Sometimes I be, sometimes I be acting like I don't got no money, but I do. But anyway.
I think
Let me
that's the
stop before my daddy listens to this episode. Then I'm in trouble. Okay, last two.
okay.
Weaponized tears, crying to diffuse conflict. The way you automatically okay. Hold on, let me finish the because you didn't already get upset. Okay, crying to diffuse conflict or distract from being held accountable, especially when you know the other person will soften. This manipulation. I hate people that do this.
100%. And
Ugh.
this is why women get the bad rap,
Mm,
because what I started by telling you about my mom's uh teaching me, it wasn't all good. She also taught me the emotional aspect. And because I was mama's boy, she would hit me with some shit that would be like what? I'm supposed to do it now because mommy's crying. So I learned
mm,
emotional manipulation in the same time that I learned about general strategic manipulation.
mm.
So that emotional manipulation is the worst, probably the worst, because
That's the worst one.
it's the worst because you are literally it's once you put emotions on it and you're pulling on the heartstrings of the other person based on the fact that you are aware of how they feel about you. Um, this is not my situation, never will be my situation, but co-parents,
Mm.
that that
Travarus said that
emotional
never will be his sister. I know that's right, Travarus. He
nah
said he's standing 10 toes behind his wife.
facts. But that co-parenting situation of what I heard is emotional manipulation, and
Mm.
the leverage is whoever has custody of the kids. So that whole ordeal, nah, bro, that's bad. So in this situation, hell yeah, manipulation.
I know. I think of so many people from my past. I had to let them go. He used to be crying. I'm like, how you crying? And you try to cuss me out. Don't even make sense.
Don't make sense.
How you crying and you just yelled at me and I didn't even say nothing to you.
You know why? Selfish.
Yeah. That, that's one thing I learned, especially through college. Like y'all folks really be out here emotionally manipulating people. Crazy work.
No,
Crazy work.
and not just crazy work. Niggas be crazy. Like you
The-
actually crazy. Like you off your
Yeah,
rocker.
I know a couple of them. Had to let them go. Had to get
Yeah.
away from me.
And one thing I'll say about this is I think that women that I've experienced is are more what's the word I'm trying to find? You all sense it quicker.
Mm.
Uh a man can be
Yeah, men
manipulated.
be y'all don't be
Yeah,
knowing, bro.
like la 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 la. I had this homegirl. It was three of us. It was me and two girls, and we were cool. And the thing would happen, the our little friendship broke up because one girl would call both of us and just unload all her shit.
Mm.
Like just
Not the trauma
emotional.
dumping.
Yeah, she would just, but she wouldn't ask the girl how her day was. She would ask me how my day was.
Woo!
You
Ooh,
feel what I'm
ooh.
saying? So
Yeah,
she would
y'all
just be
gonna
like,
holler. Ooh,
"Yo,
woo,
what
this
you?"
sound like something that I didn't live through.
And like, "What you?" what you got? Or you busy? Like, nah, I'm chilling. Man, let me tell you what happened today. It's just like,
Meanwhile, she
all
don't even know
right,
what's going on in the other girl
you
life, and
have
she ain't asked.
no idea. So the other
Ooh,
girl decided to be like, yeah, I'm just gonna fall back.
ooh, this sound like
Yeah,
damn. This sound like something I recently went through. All
and
right,
it's selfish.
yeah, y'all.
Yeah,
People do not be considerate at
or
all,
self aware.
or so. Y'all go back and watch the episode on self awareness. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, Tavares, last one. Friendship maintenance for access. This kind of hits on what you were just talking about a little bit. Keeping
Uh,
someone close, not because you like them, but because they have connections, clout, or opportunities that you might benefit from later. Manipulation or not.
no,
What?
nope. I'm gonna say no
Okay.
because I'm gonna tell you why.
Huh?
I feel like those people who are in those positions who are the connectors, the plugs, right? How they got to where they are in their connections is they manipulate. They are movers and shakers and trying to figure. They are the conduit. They're the middle people, and I feel like they would want to be used. Okay, let me explain. If
I
you
think
are
I'm
a
lost.
club promoter, right? Let's say that you got a homeboy that's a club promoter. Um, you having his number in your phone, y'all not friends for real. He is used to
Okay,
get,
but real friends, not
but
acquaintances.
okay, but if it's, uh, can you be a real friend if I only use you for access?
Okay, valid point.
Or you one of those associates or the people who we see on the weekend because we need to get into the club. We want to sit in line and we're not getting no VIP. Like, or this person has access to the concerts because they work in the music industry. Like, if it's your friend, you're not manipulated, they won't hold you down. But if I got a homie that got season tickets to the Knicks and him go to all the events, yo, you got the Lakers is coming. You got some tickets for this day? I don't think it's manipulation. I think it's no to me.
Let me rephrase. Let me ask this question in this scenario or circumstance. Then, let's say
Okay.
you're friends with someone, and you start to realize, like, this friendship, I don't really mess with them for real.
Hmm.
Not all the way, at least. And then you're like, hold on, but still act like I like her, just so she can get me this such and
Oh
such.
no, 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 no. See, now you're using people.
Okay,
Yeah, now
that's
you're
how I was
using.
thinking about it.
Yeah, now you're using people. I feel like there are scenarios that I've been in for sure where you are these people have access to a thing and they like knowing that people know that they have access to that thing.
Mm,
So, because that kind of gives them that clout.
right,
So you being like, yo, can I can you get me in this place? They feel big about that. So they feel like they want to be used in that way. Like whether they can make it happen or not, they're like being asked to help out.
got it,
But into your scenario where it's like you're intentionally using people, like, nah, that's not your friend.
got it.
That's not your friend.
Okay, so to wrap us up, Travaris,
Yep.
is manipulation a tool, a weapon, or a red flag?
I think that manipulation is a tool, and I think it's in the eye of the beholder, like
Mm,
everything is. If it's not being done with integrity, if manipulation is not strategic and not being done with strategy, then it is purely self-serving. And you're using people to get what you want. I think there is a way for you to get what you want by not being dishonest about your methods and your potential outcome. So I think it's a tool because I see the bigger picture. But for those who continue to do the petty crime and the petty manipulation in order to get to nickel and dime to get one thing to the next thing, then you'll always be using people to get to a place that you might not arrive to because you're not seeing it from a strategic mindset.
I couldn't agree more myself. I think it's all in who is waving the sword, who is fighting the fight. I think people use manipulation in different aspects, in different phases of their life, depending on what they need to get to. But again, as we said in the beginning, if you are using manipulation and it is negatively impacting other people, I think it is time for you to do some self reflection. Ask yourself, would you want somebody to do this to you? And I'm nine
Facts.
times out of 10, I'm pretty sure the answer is going to be no.
No.
And so in this regard, as you all listen to this episode as we wrap up, just always remember, treat people how you want to be treated, but also, if necessary, be strategic in how you go about your life. There are opportunities and times where manipulation may have to be used and it's not going to be detrimental to anybody else.
Right.
And if you finding out that you out here hurting people, you need to look in the mirror.
Got to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I'll say before we do wrap up is there is an opportunity to learn if you there are some times where you would like to be the person who has the leverage, right? So work on because people with leverage want to be utilized. And if you are in a position where you feel like you will always be manipulated and
Mm.
you are not you're not in a position to manipulate per se, gain some leverage in whatever medium you're searching for
Get
because
in the field.
that's what you need. And like I said, with that simple example of this happens every day. You looking for a job, get another offer. You looking even if you when people date, they don't. Most people don't date one person at a time. They survey the field and decide. Okay, maybe some of us
Keep going. Keep going.
survey the field and decide who is stepping up to the plate, and that's just what life is these days. So, if you are on the other side of manipulation, find some leverage for you to get so you don't have to continue to be the you know have the punching bag. Start punching
Become
back.
like me. Why you didn't say nothing back? Okay, you know what?
I was waiting for you to finish the statement.
No, I'm just telling people, be like me.
Be
I
like
got
Taylor. Be
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Taylor.
I got tired of being punched, so I started
You put
punching
some
back.
gloves on. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
get in the field, bro. Get in the
Now she's
field.
out there manipulating everybody.
All right, Travarus, close up our episode.
Thank y'all for listening to this episode. This is a really great one. I think that hopefully if you're still listening, like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't done that already. But this is a really interesting conversation that we wanted to have because it's very nuanced and it's something that people experience each and every day. But have we had a conversation like this amongst your friends? Probably not. So hopefully you get a chance to tell your friends about it or ask your friends about is this manipulation or not? Because I think that's a great exercise to determine where you land and the way that you make your decisions. With that being said, we'll see y'all next time.